Hey everyone, Josh here with a look at another Star Wars toy, and today we're going to unbox a 3 3/4 inch Black Series. This is Boba Fett in prototype armor. So let's go cut this guy loose. Alright everybody, here we are today with a Boba Fett prototype figure from the 3 3/4 inch Black Series line. And we're going to unbox this figure today, but I want to quickly spin the packaging around, let you guys take a look at it. And as you can see, mine has a little bit of a problem. Some of the accessories are popping out, but we will get into that here in a little bit. But here we go on the back. You don't have a whole bunch, just a real quick character description. I'll go ahead and read that to you guys. Boba Fett prototype armor. Before he put on the familiar Mandalorian armor from the Star Wars saga, this notorious bounty hunter was initially envisioned as a super trooper in all white armor. So basically what they're trying to explain there is that this armor design was initially going to be some sort of advanced trooper. And of course, as we know from history, that's not how it ended up, but fortunately for us, they make figures based off this, so that's pretty cool. So, and we're losing one of the accessories already, so as I said, it popped out, and it's one of the little pistols that he comes with. And then, of course, we have the slightly larger pistol, and of course the famous backpack in all white. And what I'm trying to see here, is there any moving parts on this? It does not appear to be. And I'm trying to see if this missile comes out. No, but it does have a little bit of flexibility to it. It's kind of soft plastic. As you can see, it's all white. You get a little tiny blue highlights here and some black highlights as well around the missile. So, but it pretty much looks almost identical to the one he used in the film. It's just a different color. So we'll look at that again here in a second. And then, of course, we have, oh, very nice. I didn't see that in the packaging. It does have a little cape action going on here. And I just want to know off the bat, does the helmet come off? And no, it does not. It's not meant to. No head under there. No sculpted head, if you were wondering. So, okay, very nice. Okay. Oops. I'm just kind of trying to check it out myself here, so I'm pretty excited to unbox this guy. But here he is, in all white. And you can see we have a little holster here for one of the guns. And you have the cape, and it has a little star emblem on it. Looks like, let's see here. I'm going to fold this a little bit, see if there's anything else on it. A couple holes in it, and a little design. Very cool. And of course, as you can see, there's the hole for the backpack. And very nice. Very cool. Alright, so let's real quick run through the movements of this character. So first thing I'm noticing off the bat, if you look here, this little mechanism on his helmet, goes up and down, and it's meant to do that. It's on a little swivel point there, and what that is meant to be is a little targeting mechanism or aiming mechanism for the helmet. And you can see mine has a little bit of not exactly sitting up straight. So let's see if we can bend that back a little bit, make it look a little bit more accurate. Okay, so there you go. And then just looking at the head, as we saw a second ago, it's on a ball joint. So you have up and down, side to side, and you should have no problem going all the way around. And very nice detail on this figure. So if you look at the top here, you see he has the little arrow emblems, and one's red and one's blue. Then there's a little silver piece on the mask there. And as we move through the armor here, you're going to have up and down movement on the arms here, and sometimes with the armored characters, what you're going to have is the armor might hit and it might restrict the movement, but if you look, what they did here is they made it so the shoulder plate goes underneath the part that's on his chest, and you can kind of see how that works. So they try to find workarounds around the armor restricting the movement, but you can see it's still, that's as far up as you can raise his arm to the side, but then you also have a rotational movement. And then down here on his elbow, you have a rotation and an up and down. And just looking at the wrists, I'm not seeing any articulation. Trying to see if it's any on either hand. Nope, it does not appear to be. And then, let's see here. Going down from there, you have just basic waist articulation. So you just have a rotation. And sometimes with the Black Series, they'll have a little bit of movement in them where you can move them forward and backwards, but this doesn't appear to be the case with this figure. And then from there, it looks like you have standard 3 3/4 inch hip articulation. Sometimes they put rotation at the hips or side-to-side movement so you can move the legs to the side, but that is not the case on this one. You just have back and forth. And then looking at the knees here, you have up and down, a rotation, and same thing with the foot. You have an up and down and a rotation at his feet. So very cool. All right, fairly good amount of articulation. It's good to see. So what we want to see. Okay, I take that back. There's a little bit of wrist articulation. If you look just behind his gauntlets here, you can see his wrist will rotate, and that is a good thing. And except, now you have the same thing on this other arm here, but you have the hoses for the gauntlets that are coming out of the sleeve, so they're restricting the rotation a little bit. You can still rotate it, but it's just not that fluid, not that smooth. But so, and then let's real quick look at, oh wow, so another thing I'm noticing here is I actually put the dent in his helmet like a normal Boba Fett figure. So the other thing I want to look at real quick is the sculpts of his, sorry about that, I'm trying to get the arms in the right position. The sculpts of his hand, and so you can see they're a little bit different. And he actually has a trigger finger out here and not so much on the other hand. But let's see how he interacts with his accessories here. So the first thing I want to check out is, let's see how well this backpack fits on him here. Very cool. And so you just gotta be aware of the cape kind of, well, I'm trying to pull it out there. I don't want to pull it all the way out, but the cape's a little bit in the way. So, but there it goes. Fits on there just fine. Seems to be holding pretty well. Doesn't want to come out. It's in there pretty good. Very good. So there he is with the backpack on. And having a little bit of trouble with this wrist articulation here, or his arm articulation here. It seems to be sticking on me a little bit. There we go. Okay. Alright, so let's check out how he interacts with his blaster pistols. And here's another quick look at them. And you can see they got some silver highlights on them. And they're different. One's a little bit bigger, obviously, than the other one. Okay, so let's see. Here, first thing I want to check out is see if it matters which gun you put in the holster, or if it's either or whatever. And to me, just observing, it looks like to me that this holster is really meant for the bigger gun. And I'm trying to see if there's any kind of way to hook this thing to his belt or anything like that. It doesn't appear to be. Okay, so as you can see, it fits in there pretty good. It's not coming out. And let's see how it interacts with this other one. It looks like to me they kind of have it designed. Okay, so it really is designed for the bigger pistol, because if you flip him upside down, you can see when you put the little one in there, he's going to fall out. So, but let's see how he interacts with these things. Okay. So, he's holding it pretty good here. I like that. It's got a little bit of wiggle in it, and they don't... One thing I've always appreciated about these Black Series figures is the amount of detail they put into them. And you can see they put this trigger finger out here, and it doesn't totally line up with the trigger guard. Most of the characters, they usually get that lines up pretty good. I'm wondering if I can kind of bend the finger a little bit, fix that. Okay. Not really. I mean, it doesn't totally line up all that great. You can see it's not totally hitting the trigger guard, but it still looks good. So let's see how it works in the other hand. So let's see if we can put both blasters in either or hand and how that works out. Okay, so in this hand, he's got a much, much tighter grip on it, but it doesn't totally, you can see how it's not totally sitting straight in his hand. So I really think the guns are designed or meant to be in specific hands, and I think the little one is actually meant to go, let's see here. Yeah, I mean, it's still off a little bit. That looks a little bit better to me. Let's see here. Let's see how it looks in this hand if we put it in here. Yeah, I mean, he can hold either blaster in either hand, but to me it looks like they're actually meant to be, the large one goes in his right hand with the trigger finger out and the trigger guard, and that looks much better. And then it looks to me like the smaller one is meant to be in this hand here, which would be Boba Fett's left hand, but there you go. Very cool. All right. Just trying to get him to pose in a good position here. All right. There he is. Very cool. I really like this figure. And I'll be honest with you, I'm glad they didn't turn these into stormtroopers. We have quite a good amount of stormtrooper designs out there. I think we needed a nice bounty hunter to throw in the mix, but there he is, guys. Very cool. So let's do the final test here, and how well does this figure stand? Looks good. Very good. Alright guys, there he is. This is your 3 3/4 inch Black Series Boba Fett in prototype armor. And thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the content. And if you are, please subscribe to the channel. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.